There's nothing that has shown that we disrespect the party.
Very arrogant at the time. In November, we had a discussion with them. They had a take it or leave it scenario.
We don't understand at the conceptual level where we don't find each other.
It's the arrogance, not that we can't find each other, it's arrogance.
Welcome back to Heads Up SA, where we unpack the stories shaping South Africa's politics and society. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more updates. Today we dive into the fiery words of SACP General Secretary Mapaila, who did not hold back on the first day of the South African Communist Party's Central Committee meeting. Mapaila made it clear the alliance between ANC and SACP is no longer ideal. But according to him, the problem isn't that they can't find each other, it's the arrogance of the ANC.
And with the Congress decision, neither the Central Committee nor me have the power to reverse it. So unfortunately, that's the thing. We had an opportunity where it could have been possible to manage this thing differently. But the ANC was very arrogant at the time. In November, we had a discussion with them. They had a take it or leave it scenario, which was not working for us because they were practically asking us to reverse our own Congress decision, which was quite undermining and condescending to us.
He criticized the ANC for ignoring the reconfiguration of the alliance, saying the governing party has been more concerned with factional agendas than with the National Democratic Revolution, the core vision the alliance was built on.
Even the option of what was called the flexible option, wherein we could still work together in a different form, develop a mechanism of joint work, was rejected by them, not us. So all these pundits who have not been in meetings, who do not even listen to what we say, but are interested in projecting a factional posture in public or a sectarian posture, do not know what we've gone through trying to negotiate, trying to engage the ANC to accept common prosecution of the National Democratic Revolution. That is the agenda for economic and social transformation of our country. They've been the one that wanted full control of everything, and it is in this regard that our Congress decided to move ahead, and we are implementing that Congress decision. It's not a personal thing. And as you can see now, we've started getting even calls from some of our
Mapaila explained that the SACP has consistently raised issues within the alliance, but the ANC only seems focused on one thing, telling the SACP not to contest elections. Remember, the SACP had a resolution to contest elections back in 2024, but they stepped back after being convinced that the alliance would be reconfigured. Fast forward to now, nothing has changed.
It's the arrogance, not that we can't find each other, it's arrogance. First, the alliance found each other on the question of reconfiguration. Where a joint document agreed in 2019. In fact, I've got a brief copy. I'll share that copy with you. We agreed in 2019 on the process of reconfiguration of the alliance. The ANC has not been serious about it. Now, our Congress decision reacting to that unseriousness of the ANC gave us a deadline to go to contest elections with or without the reconfiguration of the alliance if by end of December 2022 we have not reached one another about the process of implementation of the reconfiguration of the alliance. Of course, at the time they went to their own national conference. We postponed this thing to the following year to buy time to engage with them. And when the first meeting, when we were supposed to engage with them, they came out and said the call for reconfiguration is meant to liquidate the ANC. So they were not serious from the beginning. It's not us who have not been serious.
Mapaila also revealed that during the talks about the Government of National Unity, the SACP proposed a GNU that included the EFF rather than the DA, saying that that would better serve the National Democratic Revolution. But once again, the ANC brushed them aside. And that was the last straw. The SACP says they've heard enough and are serious about contesting elections independently, even though they technically remain in the alliance. One hot topic Mapaila touched on is dual membership, a big question within the SACP as they prepare to chart their own political path.
The dual membership still exists. Our members, all of us who are here, belong, for instance, to the ANC in our own right because of the dual membership, but the implications for that, we'll debate that issue about what form of new relations we now have with the ANC in the context of this decision that we've taken.
Let's be.
He admitted that playing field is not level. Other parties are backed by funders with deep pockets. The SACP has no such money, but Mapaila insists they have strategies to run without financial muscle.
Move ahead, and we are implementing that Congress decision. It's not a personal thing. And as you can see now, we've started getting even calls from some of our structures, particularly about participating in the by-elections. We can't stop that because the decision has long been taken. In fact, we should have participated in the 2024 elections as per our Congress decision. We try to bend and be flexible in that particular space to reach out to the ANC, which was not willing to engage. They are only coming in now this year in March. We had a session with them post facto after the Congress has decided on this thing. Again, now in June, we try to have a discussion, but they've got one-sided mentality, which is not helpful to resolving the problem, because this mentality is to say, stop contesting. Now, it's not how it should work. We are an independent organization. We are in alliance with the ANC. The alliance is based on key principles, and if those principles are being violated, we have the right to pursue those principles independently. And in this period, we feel that the ANC has violated the sanctity of the coordination of the alliance program for transformation in this country. Hence, we are losing the support of the masses on the basis not of what we failed to put on the table for the ANC to do, but because the ANC decided to pursue a neoliberal economic trajectory in this country, attacking the working class, brutalizing the working class, favoring private sector or capital at the expense of our people. That's part of the problems that are there. But
in true campaign style, he ended his remarks with a sharp critique of the GNU, highlighting its failures and painting a picture of an alternative vision, one rooted in the community party's ideals. So, is this the beginning of the end for the ANC-SACP alliance, or just another chapter in the long and complicated relationship between these two liberation partners? Let us know what you think in the comments below. And as always, you're watching Heads Up SA, bringing you stories that matter. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update.
Well, a civil society-led national dialogue is what we have supported. As you know, President Thabo Mbeki came to address our special national congress. We invited him to come. We have had discussions with him even before, and he had placed this question on the table. And when we had the special national congress, he came to address our congress. Our congress resolved on supporting the national dialogue framework, which should assist the country to refocus its efforts and priorities and help government to do so, because government at the current time and moment has been listening to itself and not to the people, and has been doing many wrong things, despite that the people can identify major social challenges and economic challenges. For instance, poverty in the country, economic degradation, lack of jobs and work, high cost of living, crime, and several other things, difficulties with social services. We now even have majority of our social services declining, whether it's the water provision, electricity provision, road networks collapsing, and everything else. So these are things that the government is aware. But what is the option of government? They've been taking the neoliberal posture. We've seen now the concession of the rail industry to private capital, concession of the water industry to private capital. The president was just calling last week at the water summit private capital to enter the water industry. In other words, water is going to be a commodity for the majority of our people. So it's a new terrain of struggle that we must stand up and fight against as a Communist Party. So the national dialogue was going to help government to refocus itself and to appreciate its mandate and exercise that mandate, rather than hand over its mandate to private business that is not accountable to the people. And when it does something wrong, the people don't ask it, but they ask government to account. So that's part of the problem. But we support the national dialogue, and we hope that even the foundations we have actually debated in our Politburo will be placing it here in the Central Committee. But we need to engage with some of the foundations, including the Thabo Mbeki Foundation, because it's very, very important as a person that initiated this process, that they don't get dislodged from this process. and we must find a way in which they can find a way to participate in the process. And also we mobilize our society, our people to participate and make a strong input and make a call to government to take action against challenges that they face as a community.
Well, thank you so much. That was Mapaila, the General Secretary of the SACP. They just took